Shalom. Kahalal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bahashim Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us his truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that are pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. Shalom and salutations to all the Aquat listening and learning. Just a quick lesson going into the heat. Why is it heating up? Okay, because it's part of the Most High's plan. All right. Part of the Most High's plan is to allow these devils to fool everybody, to go through the four corners of the earth and deceive all the people, right? So deception plays a big part in everything going on right now. So you can best believe the deception is out there and it's out there thick, all right? So let's start right here, Luke 12 and 49, all right? And this is Yahushua speaking, saying, I am come to send fire on the earth. And what will I if it be already kindled? Okay. I like this one. In LT, I have come to set the world on fire. My grandma and your grandma, right? And I wish it were already burning. What are we dealing with? Okay. All right. Let's see. Can we glean? Cast fire, throw fire, bring fire. Wonder what that word fire translates into. Let's look into that. Okay. Luke 12 and 49. I am come to set fire. Not Bible Hub. Let's go to Blue Letter. That's not Blue Letter. Salaki, bear with me. I have to pull it up. Let's see. Yep. I'm going to have to get in there. Let's see. Bear with me. I'll use this one. Okay, so Blue Letter. I am come to send fire, yeah? What is it? Isaiah? Oh, that's John. I am come to send fire. Leaves. It is what it is. Okay. I'm come to send fire on the earth. And what will I? Okay, I am come to send fire, Ayash, right? Let's see. Pure, pyro, pour. How does this guy say it? Para?
Strong's G 4442. Pour. Pour.
What do I want to go to? Strong's. Fiery lightning, figuratively. Kindle a fire. Okay. To kindle a fire. Thayer's show all. Strong show all. Let's see. Not without damage. As though both itself on fire and setting other things on fire, partly by reason of the fiery spirit which governs it. As one who, when angry, visits the obdurate with penal destruction to set fire. I think this is it right here. Burning anger, fiery. Dissension. Dissension. It is used to symbolize dissension. Okay, it says, as though both itself on fire and setting other things on fire, partly by reason of the fiery spirit which governs it, partly by reason of the destructive power it exercises, since fire disorganizes and sunders things joined together and compact, it is used to symbolize dissension. I have come to bring dissension. Okay? Burning anger. Okay? As one who, when angry, visits the obdurate with penal destruction. What is obdurate? Let's look that up real quick. Bear with me. Looking up words. Let's see. Obdurate. O-B-D. Stubbornly refusing to change one's opinion or course. Okay, stubbornly refusing to change one's opinion or course of action. Okay, now where did we come from? Obdurate. We came from Slovakia. Okay, obdurate. Stubbornly. Where were we? As one who, when angry, visits the ones that are stubborn and don't want to change with penal destruction. Okay, this is it. As one who, when angry, visits obdurate with penal destruction. Obdurate is, let me just have it. Who visits obdurate, where is it? Stubbornly refusing to change one's opinion. You hardhead 2/3. That's basically what it said. Okay, here. Okay, so let's go back. As one who, when angry, visits the obdurate with penal destruction. What was it? We go back to send fire. Destruction. I am come to send destruction on the earth. Okay, kindled. Let's get kindled real quick. Slovakia. Kindled. What will I? His wrath. Slovakia. And it went off. Slovakia. Bear with me. What will I if it be already? I am come. What will I? Kindled. Here we are. Okay. Anapto. Okay. So to light up. Light. Enkindle light. Can't glean much from this one. Is what it is. What will I, if it be already kindled? Meaning his anger, right? When we go to fire, I am come to send fire. And kindle, that fire kindled is what? His anger. Fire. Let's go back to fire. Right? Show all. We come down here. Anger. As one who, when angry, visits the object with penal destruction. So it's talking about angry destruction. And his angry destruction is already kindled. His anger is kindled. Okay? So he's coming and he's already mad. That's what it's saying. So go back to the top. Luke. I am coming to set the world on fire. I'm coming to bring my angry destruction, and I'm already mad. How will it be if I'm already pissed off as hell? Okay? So that's the fire that's coming. All right? Not literal burning, but his burning wrath and his burning anger. Okay, so with that, we'll go right here to old Travis. Just popped up 2 hours ago. Prepared Homestead featuring Travis and Rivka with her head covered and his beard. All right. Stay inside. The planet is burning. Climate change is real. Yeah, what climate change are we talking about? Climate change is Yahweh Shai. The spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is on the earth now. That's what's burning. Now, I came, what is it, 100, a minute and 30 seconds in, because he was talking about his family business. But let's listen to what he's describing. And what he's describing is all hell breaking loose, slowly but surely. There's a million things that are distracting everybody from what's actually going on. What's actually going on? Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is visiting the earth which he made. Let's see, shall we get that 9? Second Ezra is 9. Real quick. Which he made. Start from 1. Second Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. When thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Now, all the things that he's going to describe, right? We're going to let Travis describe what? Part of the signs past. He's going to bring it out himself. He don't know he's bringing it out, but he's going to solidify. What do these things mean? The Most High is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is visiting the world which he made. Take it away, Travis.
So there's that. It's supposed to be pretty warm today. I just checked a little bit ago. It's real foggy. Had some rain last night, so we're really foggy this morning. 98% humidity, supposed to be in the mid-90s today. I mean, that's deadly. Mid-90s. You can't go outside in that kind of temperature. You can't go outside if it's in the mid-90s because you could die. So you have to stay indoors.
Now, this is going into the deception because this devil knows. Okay? Are we talking about literal heat? Or are we talking about the Most High's anger that he's putting on his son, righteous anger that he's putting on his son to bring here and you know, deal with that judgment? Here we go.
Well, at least that's the narrative that seems to be popping up now online.
That's the deception.
I noticed several comments and several posts on the internet talking about how deadly hot it is right now. That if it gets up into the mid 90s, it's deadly hot, and you
And right now, where I'm living in San Joaquin Valley, which is the middle of the desert, right? Uh, we're averaging right now 100 and let's say 107 a day, right? And in the forecast, it always says like 115, 116, which is normal here, right? You could have a string of 116, 115, and then 100 at night. The low would be 100. So you're talking about a pizza oven. We're used to that. So when they say that 110, you're gonna die, which they are saying that, we laugh at that, okay? Because this is all new, right? And it's part of their agenda. They're trying to deceive you into believing that this is the hottest time on record. Da 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 da. No, not if you're 60 years old. You remember some heat, okay? They can't just fool the very elect if they want to. So, Lord willing, we are those men.
can't go outside in that you could die. Even drinking water is not enough. That you just need to stay indoors in the air conditioning. And then if it's in the triple digits, why you'll just melt into a puddle. Don't go outside because it's hot. It's unusually hot. In fact, it's so hot we should change our laws and restrict people's lives because it's really dangerous outside. That seems to be a narrative that's kind of rapidly building. Now, yes, I know the whole climate change stuff has been going on for a while. But we've also had cycles of other things that's taken its place of importance, a pandemic. And then for the last year or so, we've had this war going on in Ukraine. And it seems right now, at least from my perspective and a few others, that the narrative is kind of rapidly changing to climate. Climate is bad.
And the reason it's changing to climate is because they want to be able to control your climate score, okay? These new rules they're coming with that has to do with the climate change. And if your score is not where it's supposed to be, then it goes into the CBDC, and this is how all of these things are connected. So they really have to push this climate change thing to deal with how they're going to regulate your money, right? And it all goes back to the MK, the MOTB, okay? The MOTB, the mark of the B word, right? So they have to get this climate thing in place so that they can control programmed money with whether you are adhering to the climate change laws. If you don't, we can take your money. It's all a form of control. So they have to make you believe that it's getting hotter than it's ever been, which been much hotter than this.
It is changing rapidly, and it's never been this hot ever. Well, at least not in the last few years. I mean, many of you have experienced much hotter temperatures than you have lately, but you'd have to admit that this is a pretty warm summer in most places. Most places in the country are either extremely dry or very, very wet, and pretty much all of them are pretty hot. But they don't want you to think about the fact that it's just a cycle. They don't want you to think about the fact that it's just something that happens. It's just a don't look at historical data like back in the 1920s and 30s because you'll see that it was actually much hotter back then than it is.
Okay, so this is that deception. They have to deceive you into believing that, climate change, and here's what you have to do in order to fit in to society. We have to cut back on. We have to cut back on. We have to, you don't agree? Well, then we're going to take it out of your digital cash. All right. You have a score. There's a climate change score. I forget exactly what they call it right now. But you have to adhere to these climate change laws. If you don't, then we'll turn your money off.
That's not what we want you to do. We want you to just trust the science. Remember that? Remember that, folks? Trust the science. That's all you need to do. You don't need to question anything. You don't need to question why they're doing what they're doing or what they may be trying to put into your body or convince you to do with your lives. You just need to trust the science because
That was a subtle hint what they're trying to put in your body. That was a subtle hint towards the C hip. Go on, Travis.
or what they may be trying to put into your body or convince you to do with your lives. You just need to trust the science because they know what's best and they have the best interest in your life. That's kind of what we're starting to see. Just a week or so ago, Biden, Charles, that guy that says he's the King of England, and John Kerry all met over in England, and they talked about climate change and how we need to do something to stop this. That we need to, that governments, that the powers that be need to step in and take control. I suspect that we're going to start seeing some increased level of climate awareness and climate emergency and very much climate lockdowns. Um, there's also spreading along the narrative, and of course, it helps them. It helps their little narrative. Is that there seems to be a very real possibility of food shortages with the Black Sea grain deal falling through over with Russia and Ukraine because of Ukraine striking the bridge in Crimea, and apparently they have been attacking ammunition depots in Crimea. I saw that on the news this morning. Russia has retaliated by attacking the ports there in Odessa, which is where the majority of the grain comes through, and they said that they will no longer acknowledge a grain deal. So that is a massive amount of food that's not going to be distributed or may not be distributed to the rest of the world. And most of
Right now, he's going into these signs, right? These situations that people are worrying about, which translate into the signs that the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua is beginning to visit the world which He made.
world is that I'm speaking of is Africa, the Middle East, and India. They're gonna be short on some food. We may
And when they're short on food, what happens to the people? They riot. Okay, they loot. They have to do what the hell they got to do, and it falls into the category, right? And we'll go back to Second Ezra's 9, right? You got wars, you got earthquakes in diverse places, you got uproars of the people. Uproars of the people, when people can't eat, what are they going to do? Right before they don't have the power to fight back. They're going to fight.
Other Arab Spring, who knows what types of reaction, not just through
Arab Spring was uproars of the people.
starvation, but increase in prices in markets, economic problems, and then eventually we could see people just revolt like they did once before.
Revolt is uproars of the people.
America isn't doing a whole lot better. If you look at the wheat belt, the bread basket of America, it's gone through some massive drought conditions. Now, there's certain parts that has gotten some rain recently, so they've improved, but most of the damage has already been done. And I've heard from many farmers, whether they be wheat or corn farmers throughout the Midwest, saying that their crops are done. Like they're toast, literally toast this year. And being sent pictures and videos of them already turning under their crops. They said they're done. At this point, they're gonna lose less money by going ahead and plowing under their fields to turn them into something else. So we've got two of the major suppliers of wheat and other grains on the planet either not able to produce as much because of drought or not able to distribute them because of the grain deal.
Okay, so that's going into food. Let's skip up and see if he's saying anything different, and we'll get some precepts.
So that when the lockdown comes, it'll like, oh, good, yeah, now all those people be saved because we shouldn't be out in that.
The lockdown goes into a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Or anyways. Could be wrong, but I think this is the narrative, at least one of them, that is being pushed, that we're going to start seeing more aggressively pushed in the very near future. Like I said, if you get online, you can see that while certainly climate change has been something that they've been talking about for a long while, I'm not saying that this is a new topic. I'm saying that there seems to be new energy in pushing this topic uh, over just the last few weeks. And so there's lots and lots of reports almost daily in the news, in the national news, talking about how bad the climate is, how bad.
And that's because they're ready to push this new monetary system, which is programmed and controlled and deals with your um, EAG. Is it EAG score?
The temperatures are, how bad people are just dying. It's awful. How bad the floods are in some areas, and how bad the drought is in a lot of other areas. This is part of their narrative. This is part of having cycles of emergencies that keep us on edge, that keep us complying with their plan. Because if we are living in fear, if we're terrified of the next big thing that's going to kill us all off, then we'll listen to their experts. We'll follow their science.
Which goes into deception. So, oh, what is it? Something governance, environmental something government. Let's look real quick. Let's see. Environmental something governance. ESG. Environmental. So, Lucky, bear with me. ESG, social, environmental, social, and governance. What is ESG? Okay, so your ESG score. Let's take a look at this real quick. Because here's where it's going. This is what this whole climate change thing is about. Environmental, social, and corporate governance, ESG, also known as ESG, is an approach to investing that recommends taking environmental issues, social issues, and governance issues into account when deciding which companies to invest in. Okay? ESG score, let's go back. See, because they're going to use this. ESG score. An ESG score is a way to assign a quantitative metric, such as numerical score or letter rating, to the environmental, social, and governance efforts undertaken by a specific organization. ESG efforts have become increasingly important in recent years as awareness around the topic has grown. So your ESG score is going to go into what you can and can qualify for pertaining to the CHIP, the CBDC, and your money, okay? Buying and selling, your ESG score. So that's what this whole thing, all right? He's tiptoeing around the subject, right? Telling you what is on the way, all right? So let's go ahead and wrap this up, all right? Let's go to Matthew. I love Matthew 24. Okay, and let's go to King James. And we'll get into the deception, All right, ain't no ESG, ain't no damn climate change. The Most High made everything perfect. All right, so if your ass is burning up, then it's probably because you don't have melanin. And the Most High made everything perfect, even the wicked, for the time of destruction. Paraphrase. Matthew 24:3, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? That's what we're dealing with, the end of the world. And Yahweh Shem Shai coming back. All right. And Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive. So here's the deception. The first thing out of his mouth, he said, Hey, here comes the deception. All right. And then he compounds it. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. Jessup, he's Yahweh Shai. Elon Musk, he's Yahweh Shai. All these different people are coming to do what? To save you, right? Ain't no C-hips, right? Follow me. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines. There they are. This dude is manufacturing that. And pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrow. So, deception, deceive, right? Hey, there's climate change. That's a deception. Okay? Jump down to 11. And many false prophets shall arise and shall do what? Deceive many. Okay? What time are we in? We're in a time of great deception. All right? So what must we do? Lean not. Right? Lean with it, rock with it. Lean not with it. You don't need no lean. Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, with all thine heart, which is your mind. All right? Focus your mind on this 100% truth. And lean not unto thy own understanding. Okay? The things that you were taught in the world. All right? Get your mind right on what? On this 100% truth. And you'll be able to see, right? These deceptions coming a mile away. All culminating in what? What they want to do. This movie that's out, all of that is to get you to hip your children. To change the narrative. Oh, we need to hip. Right? Oh, you need the hip to determine whether you are playing by the climate rules or not. They're going to do everything they can to deceive you to get that hip. Let's get the hip. Okay? Because these words right here tell you exactly what lengths they're going to go through. Revelation 13:16. And he causeth all. Okay? He and do what the hell he got to do. He's going to cause you, one way or another, to get that hip. What's he going to do? He's going to start with that great deception. And when that has run its course and we got everybody to take it who we could deceive, now we're going to scare you. We're going to force you. All that falls under cause. Cause it. All right? And what do you got to do in order to not get caught up? Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all thy mind and lean not into thy own understanding. Hey, how do you do that? Okay, how do you not take the hip? Right? Well, the Most High put it in the hands of one group. right? He put the truth, the 100% truth, in the hands of one group, the elder apostles of GMS, who, according to Jessup, aren't teaching nobody. But guess what? What do we know? We've been taught, just say no to the CM and let it happen. Say no and let it happen. Have faith. All right. So we're gonna end it right there. All right. That's the answer. All right. Don't take the CM. That's coming straight from the men of the Lord, out of the mouth of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Right. Either you hear or you're gonna forbear. So with that, we hope that the elect will edify you, brothers and few sisters. With that, shalom.